Hello, friends. I want to talk to you today about community as being the central thread of our educational system. Most all of us adults would fail many, if not most, of the high school finals our kids take. So that information and skills and content in those years of high school probably aren't essential for having a successful life. It will be for some people in different ways. But the thread that runs through all those years, 12, 13 years of schooling, is how do you function as a member of this learning community? We take kids from all different families and places, and we say, come together. You're going to work as a community to learn. And it's a reasonable goal, because whatever jobs or places you go, you will be in some sort of community, whether on your job, in a family, in a synagogue, mosque, or church, on sports teams, in a union, in your neighborhood. That's the place where the sort of sum total of our schooling manifests most. How do you contribute? How do you know you find a place that you can feel like you contribute and are known? And so recently when I was in a high school and I was looking at their list of the characteristics of a graduate of that school system, one of the things they listed was to be independent. And I thought, no, we have to start saying one of the goals is to be interdependent, to know how to be a member of a classroom community, of a school community, to know where you need to contribute, where you need to, on your own, take care of things, but as part of a greater good. That is why we're funding schools, so that ultimately we have people who can contribute to the greater good of the city, state, country, planet. And we've seen that recently, that importance of understanding our interdependence from climate change, from the pandemic, from extremism, from the ravages of income inequality. We hang in together. You can't isolate for very long without the impact of some on all of us. I learned this deeply from my mentor, Jim Grant, who used to work in indigenous Native American schools. And some of you may know that after hundreds of years of oppression, repression, exclusion, that kids on tribal lands have some of the lowest rates of high school graduation, low rates of entrance into college, low rates of finishing college. So when Jim would be teaching in high school, and he would say to the students, hey, pay attention, this is going to be on the SATs. It didn't get much traction, even though he longed for the kids to want to have those larger visions, and some of them did. But if he said, pay attention, this will help your family and your tribe, they would look up. Because that's where the traction is. And that's where the attraction is as well. And I want us to be able to think more about that. And it's been a sub-theme of my last two books. The SEL and Every Lesson Plan book has a whole part about how being a member of the classroom community is the place where we're learning to be members of the other communities we'll go to in the future. That the goal is for all of us to learn together. So I could say to a student, I'm not sure how what you're doing now is supporting this classroom as a community to function well. And we keep that on the front burner. In the current book, Hacking School Discipline Together, part of the purpose of doing restorative discipline is to help students be brought back in to the community of the school, to earn forgiveness, to find a place in the community that's not just as someone who has erred and harmed the school, but as someone who has repaired the harm and has earned their right back into the community. So I want us to be thinking a lot through our days of work in schools about how do we make explicit in our classrooms and everywhere else that this is not about you as an individual succeeding, this is about all of us together succeeding. As always, please feel be in touch through jeffreybenson.org. Hope to see you down the road soon, friends.